As you know, this weekend in many places around the country was pride parades, gay pride parades. Apparently, the gay community in London is really, I don't know, just permeable, I guess. We know there are sleeper cells everywhere. The boldness of this ISIS tribute in this gay pride parade is shocking. I mean, it's almost hard to believe, but I know it's true because CNN told me. Here is the CNN report that there was an ISIS flag at the Pride rally in London.
This just in to CNN, an unnerving sight today at a London gay pride celebration, an ISIS flag among a sea of rainbow colors. CNN International assignment editor spotted the flag and was able to snap these pictures. Joining me on the phone from London is CNN's international Lucy Paul and CNN national security analyst Peter Bergen. So, Lucy, I want you to start off explaining and describing what you saw and the reaction to it.
Hi there, Suzanne. Yes, I was just leaving work and I came across the Gay Pride March, an annual event in London where tens of thousands of people march through London. It's a very jovial, light-hearted atmosphere, very happy atmosphere. And I was just trying to cross Regent Street, one of the main shopping streets in London, and I had to stop because the march was going down the street when all of a sudden this man, quite distinctive from the rest of the crowd, he was dressed in black and white, whereas everyone else was brightly colored, as you can see from the photos. This man dressed in black and white was waving what appears to be a very bad mimicry, but a very clear attempt to mimic the ISIS flag, the black and white flag with the distinctive lettering. I mean, if you look at the flag closely, it's clearly not Arabic. In fact, it looks like it could be gobbledygook. But it's very distinctive, the ISIS flag. Anyway, I seem to be the only person.
She's just... She's just about to say that she seems to be the only person who's seen this. Now, I think the idea that, like she's so close to the truth, like it seems to be a mimicking or like a mockery of like it could just be gobbledygook on the flag. But she's just about to go on to say, like, I seem to be the only one who's noticed this. Here's a little tip for people. If you think you see something that's a foot and it's just not quite right and you're the only one who's seeing it, you should really sit down and check your assumptions rather than call in and get yourself on air. Continue.
Who had spotted this. And nobody seems to be raising any questions or pointing it out. So I immediately went to an event organizer who said he didn't know anything about it. I also spoke to the police nearby who weren't aware either. Now, bear in mind that there was heightened security today at this event because after the devastating terrorist attacks that happened yesterday in Tunisia, where we now know that at least 15 Britons have been killed.
Well, so we don't get to Bergen, but we go on. I guess they talk to a security expert. God knows what they go on and say. And it... Yeah, let's just see what he had to say.
Yeah, what he was doing there?
Yeah, I mean, well, the main question is, what are his motivations? I mean, it could be some kind of, almost parody. It's possible. After all,
very possible that it's a parody because on this so-called ISIS flag, instead of actual Arab script, what you see is a series of dildos and butt plugs.
But what is his motivation?
It's quite clear, right? Everyone must begin mandatory use of dildos and butt plugs, or you'll be, I guess, beheaded, right? I mean...
This is the policy in areas of Syria and Iraq that are under ISIS control.
That's right. A butt plug-a-flate, I think is what they call it, or a...
Strict Sharia.
What
It
is it?
seems like the gay pride parade has accidentally gone into one of those no-go zones.
That's right.
I realize a lot of other people in this crowd do not have my keenly trained journalistic eye. So no one else has
Yes.
appeared to have
How
noticed.
come no one is? They're all just sitting there like giggling at her, like, yeah, that looks pretty scary, doesn't it? Like,
Like, hey, there's a CNN report. Do you see that ISIS flag over there? You should
the
call.
gay pride parade back in the 70s, of course, were the 80s rather, were overrun by bicycle motorcyclists and cowboys.
If only it lasted long enough to get Don Lemon in
Yes.
on that segment.
Yes,
That's my
it's too
only
bad.
regret.
He holds up.
Good job seeing it.
He holds up the dildo
They-
ISIS flag himself and says, "Do you find this offensive?"
I should
Is
also
this a
tell
national security threat? I'm Don Lemon. He's a genius. I just have to say parenthetically, Don Lemon, I have flipped from. He's an
You think he's
idiot.
genius?
But, oh my God, he's amazing. That guy knows exactly what he's doing.
it's just at the end of the day, I think CNN may want to just pick up their game just a little bit. Just a little bit on that. I mean, look, I don't know that I would have necessarily noticed that those were all, well, some
I
of
think,
them.
in show prep, when you came to us and you said, guys, is this an ISIS flag in London? We really did a process to make sure that didn't get on air. And it's that process that the majority report that CNN could learn from.
There you go.